Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. It's a pleasure to be presenting for CCU, Canada Computational Unlimited. This is our third live cast, and today the main focus is mainly going to be about our 2021 audited results. To start the regular slide, what we're going to discuss today is about forward-looking information. We're going to talk about different kind of information and then financial information that we are going to show you very soon. Of course, it's not financial advice, so please take it like it is. Specifically today, we will talk about our strategic vision and our operational update. We'll talk mainly also of our 2021 audited financial results, excellent results, as you have already seen, and we will go more into the details very soon. Then you will see a new face today, and his name is Ben. He's going to talk about comparables and analytics, which is something that we have started to follow in the past few months. And then we will finish with your question and answers. 2021, an excellent year for CCU. More than 300% of growth on our revenue. Our gross profit also grew from 77%. We made 71 Bitcoins, 55 Ethereum with our own self-mining operation. And we have also made way more Bitcoin and way more Ethereum than the years before. So it's excellent results over the years. Kyle here and Fanny will go over it in more details very, very soon. Obviously, one big part or big event of the success for CCU was a listing on the stock market in 2021 in September. So it's not a long time ago. We are now listed under the ticker SATO, SATO, as you can see on your screen. It's been an amazing adventure. We're really, really happy to be listed on the TSXV. And it was a way for us to get access to more capital in order to grow bigger and faster to our objectives, which is what we will mainly talk about, or what I will talk about today, which is where do we go now that we are listed and that we are a team that is ready to execute. The first important information that you should be aware is the one that we published in our filing statement. We said we would reach around 600 petahash of mining power by the end of the year. This is what we called our Center 1. We are in very good shape for the increase of the power of the center. We have already 10 megawatts of energy running today, which equals around like 240 petahash of mining power. And the 10 megawatt remaining will be plugged, we believe, more in the first half of 2002 than the end of the year that we previously saw. Of course, we will continue giving you updates, making sure that we can show you exactly when it will be turned on. With this extra 10 megawatt of power, we will reach our 600 petahash of mining power very soon. To give you, of course, a comparable, the total mining power today is around like 200 exahash. We will reach around 0.6 exahash, so that gives you some kind of a market share of where we are. So we are getting there, we are getting bigger, and we are going there faster. Now the objectives that we have for the company is now that the Center 1 is almost ready, we want to focus on the next stage of our evolution. And the question we are constantly wondering or working on is how can we leapfrog from 0.6 exahash to 10 exahash. That would mean an extra 200 megawatt of power minimum. And we have different ways of finding electricity and power, whether in Quebec, where we are mining from, or in other places in the world, mainly North America. We will also come back to you with more news on the Center X expansion that we will do very soon. One thing that you should know also is that we already bought an extra 8 megawatts of electrical power. And it's something that we will also try to deploy very, very soon. So keep up with us. Subscribe to our mailing list, subscribe to our Twitter. We will let you know exactly when we plug more power and when we add more mining power to our centers. We would not be able to have this kind of results and moving very quickly as we do without our team. I know it's very common to say that all of success is based on the team, but it's really the case with us. So we wanted today to present a little bit more who we are and who is doing what. So you can see on the right side of your screen, we have a team that is already in place. We have excellent controller, accounting in our company. Lydia, as you can see, is one of the team. Yvan Guibault is one of our first shareholder, but he's also an industrialist in Quebec and in Canada for the past, I would say, 20 to 30 years. He has lots of experience in developing companies in Quebec and in Canada. He has been working with us and then being an extremely good counsel in order to continue growing in Quebec. Jean-Sébastien is our operation director. He's running the center. Is also our first employee since 2018. Jordan is a crypto worker helping with the maintenance and fixing everything that needs to be fixed. He joined us a few months ago. We have also 2 quant analysts in our company coming from the best university, I would say, in the world. It's called Paris-Saclay Sorbonne. So with them, we are working mainly on applying mathematical models / AI to be even more performant on the way we manage our miners and how we manage our data related to the miners. And as you can see also on the right, we have a team specifically dedicated to developing new type of applications based on the Bitcoin blockchain. Damien is our VP technology. I've been working with him for a long time. He's very knowledgeable about blockchain. He lives in Argentina. And with his team and my team, within our team, we have also a team of developers and designers so that we can develop better application, not only for our own use and managing our servers and miners to be more efficient, but also to develop new type of applications. We also have 3 new additions that I would like to take some time on today. Ben, that we will meet very, very soon, joined us 4 months ago. He's been working with Fanny for a long time also. And he was also working with us as a CPA. He's been a tremendous help at helping us on different kind of subjects, mainly finding out new ways for expansion for us. And yesterday, we added 2 new people, Sébastien and Cédric. They are mainly coming from the electrical world, and they are bringing lots of expertise. Because they worked with electrical companies, Hydro-Québec, electrical manufacturers, and with them, the idea is that we will be able to expand even faster to developing new centers and making sure that the electricity part is extremely well done and efficient. Of course, we have a management team. First, I will start with Fanny. I'm very happy today to tell you it was announced a few days ago, but she was named COO of CCU. I've been working with Fanny for the past 3 years, first as a CPA, and she joined us as a VP Finance a year and a half ago. It's been incredible working with us. I mean, she's a hardworking professional. She has lots of integrity. She's smart. She works fast. And together, we've been able to get listed on the stock market in a very short manner. I think it took us maybe 5 or 6 months to get listed on the stock market, which was a very big achievement. So I'm very happy to have her now as a Chief Operating Officer so that we can continue growing to where we want to go. Kyle, you already know, is our Chief Financial Officer, coming from SATO originally. And we have also added Alas there as a general counsel. He's a former, he's a lawyer, but now a former lawyer from McCarthy, which is one of the biggest lawyers firm in the world, I would say. Or it's a big lawyers firm, and he's now working full time with us to make sure that everything is very well done on this part. Our board of directors still the same, hasn't changed. A few words about Dominique. Dominique Payet. She works at Bank of Canada, and she's helping us mainly with the ESG approach that we have in our company with CCU. As you know, our environmental approach in order to mine Bitcoin in a environmental way is something that is very important for us. So 2022 will be the year where we will have more news about our ESG practice. I don't present Frank, Fred, and Matthew that you already know. Fred is the co-founder and CEO of 3IQ. Which is one of the biggest ETF fund listed in Canada. Frank is a former auditor at one of the biggest firm also for the past 30 years. Matthew, my brother, we co-founded the company together. Quick news about him is he was just joined the company called Sandbox, which is doing a game on the blockchain, mainly Web3. So that's interesting to have this kind of partners with us working to make sure that we can continue growing and achieving our results as we want. So now we can be going to the next step of the presentation, where we will go more into details of the financials. I will start by giving the stage to Kyle. But again, I would like to give a big thanks to all our team. This is really some kind of an achievement or a new step for us, because 2021, again, this was a year where we structured everything. We've been listed on the stock market. We grow our revenues, our margin, we grow our power, our electricity power, our mining power. So now we are set up to grow and go to the moon, as we say. And we are really ready to go to the next level for CCU. So now I will leave the stage to Kyle. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Romain. I'm very pleased to be able to present our 2021 results, highlighted with our revenues of approximately 6.1 million, which was a great achievement, increasing from 1.8 in 2020. Approximately 4.4 million of this related to our mining of 71 Bitcoin and 55 Ethereum. And then the balance was hosting revenues. We have a cost of revenues about 3.5 million, which are all directly related to site operating costs, which includes electricity, salaries, and depreciation. The increase in cost of revenue, site operating costs, were affected by the Bitcoin halving event in 2020, as well as the increase in personnel that we are required to have to support the increase in operations. Our expenses of $2.2 million in 2021, indicative of the growth of the company and getting listed on the TSXV. We had to hire additional professionals and consultants to assist with the process. So a lot of those costs won't continue into 2022. So that achieved an operating income of almost 600,000. And then we had a lot of non-recurring expenses. The approximately 2.3 million of these expenses, mostly related to the listing costs. The value of the shell that was acquired to list was about $1 million. There was some non-cash to consultants some shares of about 520,000 for assisting with the listing, and other professionals, legal and audit fees for the listing. So we ended up with a net loss of 1.7 million. And you'll see in future slides, after taking out some of those non-recurring expenses, we achieved positive EBITDA and adjusted EBITDA. If we want to go now to the next slide, we have our cash flow, and you can see we've been cash flow positive since 2018 and 2021, achieving 528,000 in increase in cash position throughout the year. This was achieved by the financing activities, which we raised about $4.5 million concurrent with the listing. And after listing, we got about 2.3 million in warrants and options exercised to total about 6.8 million. Investing activities, we spent about 3.7 million, much with setting up the site, site costs, and equipment related to that. So it's a good trend, even though we're spending all the money to build out our sites. We have a net positive cash flow, and we can see it trending upwards over the years. In the next slide, we can see our EBITDA and adjusted EBITDA growing from a negative EBITDA and adjusted EBITDA in 2018 to positive adjusted EBITDA in 2021. EBITDA was negative primarily due to the listing expenses previously mentioned, which was approximated 2.3 million in terms of the value of the shell and other listing costs. So it's a great achievement to reaching that positive adjusted EBITDA of 1.3 million, and excluding a lot of these non-recurring costs going to 2022, we look forward to some more positive income and EBITDA.
Now we're gonna look more in a visual manner some of these results. Here it's an highlight on the revenue. We are in Canadian dollar, so we have on the left the total revenue, and as Kyle just mentioned, the 2021 year we are just above 6 million, and you can compare on the 2020 year, which was the halving year, and we were at a total of 1,800,000. So we have this incremental growth on the total revenue. If we go deep on the right, you see the difference between self-mining and hosting revenue. So as we already explained on the past live cast, we add some hosting revenue through the year, mainly to diversify our revenue and to use some industrial equipment that we were already installed in our mine. So we have this self-mining revenue, a total of 4,400,000. In addition, we have 1,500,000 hosting revenue, so total of 6,001,000. So we are still mainly a self-mining company. And what we see on the next slide is the cash position in Canadian dollar again. So we compare the two positions, so 2020 on the left and 2021 on the right. As you can see, we increase more than 4 times through the year our cash position. Mainly, we have 96% of the digital asset HODL are Bitcoin, as you can see on the bottom right, and we have around 4% Ethereum. Because we mine some Ethereum, we're gonna see just after, and we have a bit less than 20% of our cash position in real cash. So for around 800,000 Canadian dollar at the end of the year, compared to the total digital asset HODL December 31, 2021 of $3,200,000. Next slide, we see the increase of the digital asset HODL. So on the left, we have the Bitcoin, and on the right, you have Ethereum. So in both crypto that we mint, we see that we HODL, you can see that we have an HODL vision for this crypto, but we use in the past this digital asset to grow organically. But for now, we have this vision to maintain our digital asset on our balance sheet. Next slide. It's a very important slide. It's where we see the gross profit and the cost to mine one Bitcoin through the year. So in our financial report, you see the number per quarter, but we thought it's very important that we show you a transparent manner month by month through the 2021 year. So you can see a line, it's a network hash rate over the 12 months. In July, you can see month 7, you have a drop in the hash rate, so the total network hash rate. And after the China ban, and you have an increase over the months after July until December. What does for CCU, what that mean? That means when we have a drop, for example, in July, we meant more Bitcoin, more crypto. In the result, what we have over these 12 months, we have an impact on the gross margin. So what you see, and it's very important to understand, the dark blue is the gross profit per month. For each month, you can see we're going to take an example, the month of December. You can see that we have an electricity cost of 9,800 USD. We are in USD. We have a site operation of around 3,000, salary operating 1,700, and you have the difference between the average Bitcoin cost of the month of 34,000 gross profit in December. So if we look now of quarter by quarter, the average gross cost to mine one Bitcoin in Q1 was 11,000, Q2 13,000, Q3 8,000, and Q4 15,000. So the average year the cost to mine one Bitcoin was 12,000. Now we're gonna look in detail, and I'm gonna give the floor to Benoit to some comparable and analytics that we already presented over the last live cast. And Benoit, your turn.
Yeah, hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be in my first live cast with you guys. I'm going to be presenting various comparables that we believe to be interesting in the industry. The first one would be the market cap to petahash ratio. This ratio can be used to value a company at its market cap. If we look at, for example, Audited, we can see that they have $1 billion valuation, and their latest press release says that they had a mining hash rate of approximately 2.5 exahash of mining. This is a ratio of $431,000 per petahash. Once we add up all the metrics from the metrics from the various companies in our sectors that we have chosen, we get an average of 417,000 per petahash. In our case, we have 241 petahash. If we use this 241 petahash multiplied by the average that we get a valuation of approximately $100 million US. $100 million US. This meaning that we could, by this factor, that we're kind of undervalued. The next slide. This is one of the great ways to look at the numbers. The self-mining efficiency. That's one of the ratio that has been brought up by Anthony Power on Twitter. So a big respect to him for that. So we have compiled the data in which we can see that for any specific given month of the year, we have the petahash to produce a BTC. Just so for you guys to understand, the lesser petahash you need to produce a BTC, the more efficient you would be. So in this case, our petahash per BTC ranges from 3.66 in July up to 6.715 in December. And you have to keep in mind that various factors affect this ratio, such as the network hash rate and also the difficulty. Starting October 2021, most of our peers have decided to publish monthly reports in which we see their hash rate and also the BTC production per month. When we divide one by the other, we get the ratio. If we compare our ratio to the companies within our sector, we would be ranked out first for the month of October and then second for both November and December, which shows that we're quite efficient in the way that we mine. The next slide. So we all know that the market has been quite unstable since the beginning of 2022, and even within our sector, we get the same problem. But we wanted to show you guys the volatility of some of our peers on the market, and we have considered as a basis of comparison some of the biggest miners, like large cap miners and also small cap miners. So it's a better representative basis of comparison for our company. You can see that the SATO volatility would be approximately 6.14%, which is a standard deviation for January 1st to March 10th, compared to some of the other miners such as Mara with 325. We believe that is one of the indicators that proves that our investors believe in us and that they believe in CCU for the long run, which is a great thing for us. Thanks for having me on the livecast, and I'll transfer it back to Romain and Caroline.
Thank you, everyone, for the presentation. We are now entering the last part of this live cast, which is the question and answer. I can already see one on the chat from Ahmed, who is asking when will the stock start trading on the OTC markets. So I have an answer for that. We did a form in order to be listed on the OTC. We are now in the first stage of the listing. We are now OTC, but we are waiting for the last part, which is a QB agreement. So you can already find our OTC ticker. It's CCPU.F. And as soon as we have the second agreement, so that we will be a QB for the OTC, we will do a press release so that everyone will be able to get access to it. But it's really on the right step, and we will be fully listed on the OTC very soon. Caroline, maybe you want to go and address other questions?
No, I was just going to add that it's more so the final stages. So we're just waiting for the final permission or, for the regulators to confirm. So it should be soon, as you had mentioned. And I think some of the other ones we often get asked is how long we have our facility for. So it's secured for the next 5 years that we've got.
So for the facility, we have a longer lease than that. I mean, we have a lease that is a 10-year lease that is renewable. And also, you should know that one of our shareholder, which is Yvan Guibaud, that you've seen earlier in the presentation before, is the owner of the factory we're in. So this is, of course, helping, making sure that we can continue staying where we are. Whether it's the infrastructure and the cost that we have put into the Center 1 is here for the long term.
All right, and another one that maybe you can answer we've had recently is a few individuals wanted to know what our long-term plan is to gain new miners. So is there a plan to acquire new miners?
Yeah, obviously, we can only grow our mining power by acquiring new miners or mining rigs. So we are now in the process of buying new miners. We have already bought new miners, and we have announced it a few weeks ago. We will do more announcement very soon. One of the good thing in the market today is that the price of the miners or the mining rigs are going down, or it's less expensive than before. So it's a great opportunity for us to continue growing and buying miners at the right price. Miners are also accessible. It used to be difficult to find, but now it's not the case. There was also one great news in the industry that you have probably seen, but Intel is getting into the game of developing ASICs. And it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of performance they can provide. I mean, we've seen on the paper what they announced, but very soon we'll be able to see how it works. And it's good for the market because it means more access to mining rigs and better prices in the long term. We also plan to acquire real miners companies. And so if you are mining somewhere in the world and if you have green energy, please contact us. We are building an amazing company with amazing people. Come work with us. It's only the beginning, it's only the start, and we're going to go very far.
All right, and maybe one more. So when will we have an analyst report? So we are expecting one soon. We can't legally share those details at the moment, but expect those to be published shortly. And yes. So yeah, and then also our year-end financials will give everybody more access and analysts to review the company. So we are expecting to see more as we grow. And that would be it for the Q&A. Anyone else here in the chat? No? All right.
How to qualify miners?
Yeah, how do we qualify miners?
So usually in our industry, we say miners for talking about companies like ours. We say we are Bitcoin miners, but we also use this term to talk about mining rigs. Okay, the question is about size and cost. So the price per T for the miners today is going a little bit down. I mean, now it's on like $75 to $80 per T. And in terms of size, I'm not really sure to understand how to answer that. Is it the size of the miners or the size of the terahash? I'm not too sure. But please, Conrad, contact us and we'll answer your question offline.
We have another question regarding, the remaining 10 megawatt in our center one. So Romain explained a bit in the beginning where we are in this process. So the energy will be plugged as soon as we are all infrastructure ready to be and finalized. As you can see, some picture have been published in order to show you the progress in our center one. So as Romain explained, we might have some installation ready before the end of 2022 as presented in the filing statement.
I see also a question from Beatrice. Hi, Beatrice. So the question is about if we are the only company using or sourcing 100% renewable energy to mine. So we are not alone in the industry. Actually, the Bitcoin Mining Council that was created by Michael Saylor and who is regrouping different kind of miners and many miners from North America is showing that around like 62% of the total mining is using renewable energy. And if we talk about the BMC member, it's around 58%. So we're getting there. And the reason why the industry is going into using renewable energy, it's because it's cheaper, it's more stable, it's more efficient. And our business is about being efficient on the long run. So we are not the only one doing this. We believe we are one of the best companies doing it. So because our energy in Quebec is one of the best in the world. 100% of the energy is renewable, 92% is coming from hydroelectricity, the rest is wind and solar. We want to continue growing and developing on renewable energy. This is something that is important for us and for our ESG approach. And we are not only talking on the E in the ESG, but also on the S and G. We're doing lots of stuff for the social and governance that will be announced during the year. Then there is a question about the impact from Ukraine war in terms of increased energy cost. Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, we are very much with the Ukrainian and into this conflict. It's really difficult to see what is going on. Of course, we are still remaining friends with Russians. We know lots of Russians mining from Russia, but one thing that we did was to also participate into the help given to Ukrainians. So we actually did a donation of Ethereum to help Ukrainian. Now for our business, it has not really an impact yet. The impact on the price of energy is not going to be seen for us because, as you know, Canada and the US are not very much importing energy to Europe. What we see with the conflict is that the prices of electricity in Europe is really going to the roof. So it's more difficult for miners to mine from Europe. But the truth is that there is not a lot of miners in Europe, or at least in continental Europe, because of the price of electricity that was already very high. But in Europe, the biggest countries are mainly the Nordic countries, Sweden and Norway mainly. One thing where we could see an impact, not for CCU, but the whole industry, is a shortage of chips if it starts to be more a worldwide situation. But so far, it does not have an impact on our energy cost. And I think that's all maybe for the question and answer. So I think this will mean that this is the end of this live cast. Thank you very much, everyone, for being with us today. It's been a pleasure as always. Keep up with us. We're going to announce extremely good news very, very soon. And we're going to do lots of announcements. And 2022 will be only the beginning for us for something way bigger for the next 5, 10, and 20 years, and even longer than that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you.